Hey guys, in this video I wanted to share with you an interesting study. It was conducted in 1968 by Suckman, Erickson and Grant. And in this particular study, they tried to do the performance analysis of computer programmers. And what they found out that the best computer programmers were around 10 times better than the worst computer programmers. And they took the computer programmers who had on average 7 years of experience, and they tried to judge them on different axes, the speed of their coding, the quality of their coding, and so on. And this result was also verified by some follow-up studies who did the same kind of analysis on different kind of knowledge workers. Now, this study is very important because it gives us an insight that it is possible that a knowledge worker or an artist could be 10 times better than the other knowledge worker who may be working in the same organization. Now, the question which it drops in our mind is, how is it possible? And whenever we look at improving the performance, it usually is along two axes. One is working harder, the other is working smarter. Now we know that it's near to impossible to work 10 times harder than the other person because we all have same 24 hours in our day. So we can't really work, we can at most work 2 times harder, but working 10 times harder is impossible. So the only other logical explanation is that we can work 10 times smarter than the other person because that's a dimension which doesn't have the strict limit of 24 hours which apply to everyone. So then the question is, how can we work 10 times smarter than the other person? And I think that if we look at any knowledge worker, be it a computer programmer as they analyzed in this particular study, but it could be any other knowledge work. It could be a writer, it could be a photographer, it could be a detective, and anything. So the way we can improve our performance as a knowledge worker is exposing ourselves to a very wide variety of things, because that exposure to different things gives us insights into how we can tackle this problem. Let's take an example of a computer programmer. I have a computer science background, so I think I understand that example much better. If you look at the best computer programmers, it's not that they type faster or they are more familiar with their tools. This kind of proficiency you can acquire in like 2-3 months. But where they really shine out is how do they solve a problem which is very hard for other people, and also the interesting approaches to the same kind of problem which the other people are trying to solve. So to get ourselves this kind of exposure, we have to read new things and then experiment with them. So these two dimensions we have to add on top of just the working hard thing. And if you look at it holistically, it also leads to hard work because we all have our day-to-day deliverables. We can't just read and experiment. We have to deliver something, because unless we deliver something, whatever we are experimenting with, whatever we are reading, it's useless. Ultimately, it has to be a deliverable which we produce at the end of the day. So I think the best of the knowledge workers, they are fighting at two fronts. They are producing the work which is a today's deliverable, and also they are investing time in future by reading and experimenting on different kind of things. So once you fight at these two fronts, then in a long run there is a chance that you can become 10 times 10 times better than the other person. It was just an interesting thought which came across my mind, and I thought I'll share with you. I hope you enjoyed it.